All right, I have some really good discussion about this one. This is on page 229, work with pages number 4. There's some good discussion that's happening right now. Isaiah, we've got top, bottom, front, back, left, and right. What are your bases? What did you choose? Left and right. So you're saying that this is the base of the shape, and this is the base of the shape. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and outline this. Wow, sweet. Here we go. So, Alex, what is the formula for the total surface area of a prism?
S equals PH plus 2B.
Okay. Alec, what does capital P stand for? Perimeter of the base. What is the shape of our base right now? It's a rectangle. So I'm going to replace capital P with the formula for the perimeter of the rectangle, because that's our base. Okay? The perimeter would be 2 of the lengths and 2 of the width. That's how you find the perimeter around a shape, is add up the sides. A rectangle has 2 widths and 2 lengths. This H, what does that stand for? That's right after. That's being multiplied to the perimeter of the base. Height of what? Or. It's got to be either one, not or. H stands for what in the formula? Height of the prism. Period, amen, hallelujah. That's the only thing this will ever represent. That'll never be the height of your base. Everything that deals with the base is capitalized. So capital P is the perimeter of the base. And then capital B, as in boy, is what? You can remind the class of that. Area of the base. So if it's capitalized, you're talking about the base and something about the base. This H is the this is the height of the prism. That is how far away, what is the perpendicular distance between your 2 bases of your prism? How far away are those bases? What is the perpendicular distance? That's how you find the height of the prism. So we're just going to leave that as H, and we know that H stands for height of the prism. Plus, we've got capital B, and we just got done saying that's the area of the base. What's the shape of my base? Is that rectangle? How do you find the area of a rectangle? What else? How do you find the area of a rectangle?
I got you, mister. It's a base times height.
Okay, and so if we're going to stick with these terms, we're just going to say the base and the height is the length and the width. So we're just going to stay with those 2. Thank you. So yeah, what we've done is we've taken this very generic formula that we see in our formula chart, and we've made it so that we can actually apply it to this 3-dimensional shape. Because right now that's just nonsense. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. But now, okay, this does. Find the perimeter of my base. Oh, okay, I know the length and width of my base, and I know the height of my prism. So now I can take this and plug it in. So I've got the length would be 6, and then my width of my base would be 4. Okay? It's because we said that the left and the right, those were my bases. What's the height of this prism? If we consider the 2 sides to be my bases, what's the height? We need to write this down, because I don't think those other folks told you this. The prism's height is the perpendicular distance. The prism's height. You can just write this for right below 1, 2, and 3 on this page. You got all that space up there. The prism's height is the perpendicular distance between the 2 bases. You got to know how far apart are those bases. the height of the prism is the perpendicular distance between the two bases. So if we're going this way, if we're going with this route, we're saying that the left panel and the right panel, those are the bases, then they are 10 meters away from each other. So that is what goes here for the height. Okay, plus 2, the area of my bases. And so we chose this as my base, so this is 6 times 4. Now we just gotta simplify. I mean, this is just basic math here. But we need to follow PEMDAS, the order of operations. You gotta do whatever's in the parentheses first. If there's exponents, take care of that. And then multiplication, division from left to right. And then addition and subtraction from left to right. So I'm first going to take care of what's in my parentheses. Inside my parentheses, I got multiplication. I need to do the multiplication before I can add those two values. So we've got 2 times 6, which is?
12.
And then we got 2 times 4, which is? 8. So we got 12 plus 8. So all of this is simplifying down to 20. Are we okay? That is the perimeter of my base. 20. And we need to take that and multiply it to the height. So we got 20 times 10. Now we got to add those two bases, the area of the two bases. So I've got 2 times length times width, which is 6 times 4, and that is 24. All right, so now I'm adding these two products together, but I got to take their product first. I got to figure out what this product is, then I can add it to this guy over here. 20 times 10 is? 2 times 24 is? And then now I can finally add this up. 248 meters squared. Make sure we get these correct units. Alright, that was Isaiah's way. And he got that answer. Or that's what the answer we got. Who chose different bases? Justin, do you have a question?
Oh yeah, so when do we use cube? We just use a volume?
Correct. Volume is cubic. It's cubic. Okay, Shibli, what's up?
Oh, you asked what did I? Oh, okay, out of the top and bottom.
Okay, so Shibli used top and bottom as the basis, so I'm just going to go ahead and shade those. Normally, what I do is I outline them, but the whole thing's outlined, so if I outline the bases, we would be able to. So I'm just going to go ahead and shade those bad boys. I've copied everything down. I just want to turn this off. Okay. So now in green ink, I'm going to find the total surface area, but I'm not going to use the left and right panels as the base. I'm going to use top and bottom. So I've got my surface, the total surface area. So I put S for surface area, and then like sub T stands for total. If I'm trying to find the lateral, then I put the S, and then I put a little L for it. Okay. It's the same formula. Capital T, capital P times H plus 2 times capital B. Caroline, what is capital P as in Peter Pan? Perimeter of the base. And then H stands for what, Caitlin? Okay, so you kind of mixed. Okay, so it's the height of the prism, and then how you find that is the distance, the perpendicular distance between those two bases. Sweet. And then capital B, Josh, what's capital B? Area of the bases. Area of the base. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Cool. Well, again, we got to make that mean something. We got to apply it to this shape. So, just like over here, we've got 2L plus 2W because my base is a rectangle, and so I'm just replacing those generic variables with something that applies to this shape. All right, now, since we're using different bases, my perimeter is going to change. So now, we're going to go with Shay. What is my length and width of my base? Chosen the top and bottom.
4.
Say it louder.
4.
10 and 4. So all I've done is just plugged in 10 and 4 for my length and width. Okay? And then, oops, my height. My height. Miss Julie, what is the height of this prism when we consider the top and the bottom to be our bases? 6 meters. Thank you very much. And then we got to add the length times width because that's the area of this base. So Harley, what's the length and the width of these bases?
10 and 4.
10 and 4. So we're just going to plug in 10 and 4. All right, here we go. Inside here I got 20 plus 8, so that's 28 times 6. Someone check that for me. And then I've got, this is 10 times 4, so that's 40. And then we're going to double that because we need 2 of those. So that's going to be a grand total. Whoops, getting ahead of myself. Is everything looking good so far? All the math is good?
16.
Alright, then we're going to add these 2 values up. Yeah, I just can't write. I can't think today, so alright. Okay. And we got meters squared. Okay. Is it weird that I got the same answer when we use different bases? Because we're trying to find the surface area of this shape. How many surface areas does that shape have? It's just one. There's only one value that is the surface area of that shape. So, it doesn't matter when it's a rectangular prism. It doesn't matter which rectangles you choose as your bases because you've got 3 possible sets of faces that can be your base. You've got 3 possible sets. You just need to make sure you're consistent. And so there's even another set. You could have used the front and the back as your bases. And your use the front and the back, then that means your length and width of your bases would be 10 and 6, and then the height of the prism, the distance between that, would be 4. But you should still get the same surface area. There's only one surface area of that shape. Okay, so even though some of you had different approach, used different bases, you should have gotten 248. Okay? Well, let's look at the next shape together. Number 5 on this same page. What is that shape? It is a triangular prism. Triangular prism. Okay, so those of you who started on it, what issue did you run into? Or were there no issues? You're just rocking through this.
You have to the hypotenuse to find the perimeter.
Yeah, we need the, because it's the same formula. We got total surface area is capital P times H plus 2 capital B. Perimeter of your base times the height of the prism plus 2 area of the bases. And so for a triangular prism, well, the perimeters, you should add up all the sides, right? So we in the past have used A, B, and C for the 3 sides of a triangle. We've done that with Pythagorean's theorem. We've even done that for acute and obtuse triangles as well. Like I've given you 3 segment lengths, and I'm saying, hey, what kind of triangle would that make? And then you use the triangle inequality theorem. No. Sorry. Converse of the Pythagorean's theorem to say, oh, because c squared is smaller than a squared plus b squared, that is an acute triangle. So we've done this before. But to find the perimeter, you just got to add up those 3 sides. The height of my prism is going to stay that way. And then the area of the base, well, since my base is a triangle, this is 1/2 times base times height.